Good morning, students. This is lecture number 1 for the poem The Voice of the Rain, composed by Walt Whitman, for class 11th, subject English. The poem The Voice of the Rain is taken from your main course book, Hornbill. In this poem, I will give you the introduction of its own, and then I'll start explaining the poem extract by extract with its explanation, and then I'll let you know the literary devices used by the poet in this poem, and then we will proceed towards the homework. So let's begin the poem with its introduction. The poem The Voice of the Rain is written by Walt Whitman. It's a conversation between the poet and the rain. The rain explains its eternal journey in its birthplace, that is, earth, to the poet. So, this poem entirely is a conversation between the poet Walt Whitman and the soft falling shower. Soft falling shower means the rain that is falling down. The poet asks a question to the rain, and the rain answers to the poet. Though it's not possible, everybody knows it, but it is the imagination of the poet that he imagines while he asks a question, the falling shower replies to his questions, and that teaches a lesson to the poet, and the same lesson he is teaching to his readers. Now we will proceed towards the explanation of the poem. The poem begins with the lines, "And who art thou?" Who art thou means who are you? Said I. I refers to the poet Walt Whitman, to the soft falling shower. Soft falling shower means the falling drops of rain, which, strange to tell, gave me an answer as here translated. I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Eternal I rise impalpable out of the land and the bottomless sea. Here, in these lines, the poet is explaining how he asked a question to the soft falling shower and what answer he got from that rain that was falling, and he was conversing with it. Here, who art thou means who are you. Eternal means never ending. And in the last line of this extract number 1, you can see the word impalpable. Impalpable means which cannot be described or that remains untouchable. So, in the above lines, the poet Walt Whitman asks a question from the soft falling shower, that is rain, and his question is, who are you? And the poet gets surprised when he gets an answer from that soft falling shower that answers to his question in a strange to state manner. The rain said that it was the poem of the earth, and it rose continuously from the land and bottomless ocean in the form of vapors. So, the poet gets surprised to get an answer. The answer which he got from the soft falling shower is translated in his words to make his readers understand. When he asks a question from the rain, who are you? He gets surprised that the answer rain gives him, that the rain is the poem of the earth. This was said by the voice of the rain to the poet, and then it is said eternal. Eternal means never ending. I rise. I means here I refers to the rain. I rise from impalpable. Impalpable means untouchable out of the land and the bottomless sea. Here the rain has given the answer to the poet to tell that the origin of the rain is possible from the land and the bottomless sea. And extract 2 begins with the lines, upward to heaven, whence vaguely formed, altogether changed, and yet the same. I descend to lave the draughts or atomies, dust layers of the globe, and all that in them without me were seeds only, latent, unborn. In extract 1, the poet got an answer to his question from the falling shower, in which the rain has told the poet that the rain is the poem of the earth. And in this second extract, the poet is telling the journey of rain, that from where it is originated and from and where does it go to. So here if you see, upward to heaven, these are the words of the rain spoken to the poet. The rain speaks to the poet and tells that when it is originated from the bottomless sea, then it moves towards heaven. It goes upward towards heaven. Whence? Whence means where. Where it is vaguely formed. Vaguely means not clearly, blur. So the poet got another answer, another explanation from the rain, that after it is originated from the bottomless sea, it moves to upward towards heaven, and there it is vaguely formed, means it is not clearly formed altogether, it changes and remains the same. So the rain tells the poet, when it rises upward towards the sky in the form of vapor, where it changes its form, condenses into water droplets. It also says that although its form gets changed, still it remains the same. And the rain comes down to wash the draughts. It's written, I descend. Descend and ascend, that you have studied. Ascend means increasing order, ascending order. Descend means decreasing. Then the rain tells the poet that I means the rain, descend to lave. Lave means wash or bathe. The rain tells the poet, then I come down to wash the draughts and provide water. It also washes away the dust and small particles from the earth's surface. It's written, lave the draughts, atomies. Atomies means small particles, and dust layers of the globe. Globe means earth's surface. So the poet is told by the rain that it also washes away the dust and small particles from the earth's surface, and the seeds inside the earth grow into a plant because of the water provided by the rain. So it tells the poet that it gives life to the seeds, which remain only latent. Latent means hidden, buried, and unborn. They get their life possibly done due to the arrival of the rain. I explain you in simple words. The poet is told by the rain that it rises upward towards the sky in the form of vapor, where it changes its form, and it also says that although its form gets changed, but it still remains the same. And then the rain comes down to wash the draughts in the water and provide water to the earth, and it also washes away the dust and the small particles from the earth's surface, and the seeds that remain hidden or unborn inside the earth grow into a plant because of the water provided by the rain. So indirectly the poet is told by rain that it's originated from the earth and comes back to give life to its own origin. This is the main theme that the poet is trying to teach indirectly to his readers. He says, the poem of the earth, that is rain, that got its life possible from the bottomless sea and earth, and when it moves towards heaven and changes its form there, comes back down into the form of rain to give life back to its own origin. So here there is a hidden meaning that we need to understand. When a child is born through parents and then he grows up, and when he grows up, then his parents also grow older. That is the time to give life back to your own origin. When you were a child, you were taken care properly by your parents, and similarly, when you become an adult, your parents grow old. So, in their old age, it is better to give their life back to them. You are originated by your parents, through your parents. So, if you want to fulfill the purpose of your birth, of your life, then it is better to give life back to your origin when it is required. Then the last extract begins, that is, and forever by day and night I give back life to my own origin, and make pure and beautify it. For song issuing from its birthplace after fulfillment, wandering, wrecked or unwrecked, duly with love returns. In this last extract, the word wrecked or unwrecked, that means whether cared for or not cared for. It doesn't affect the rain nor the poet if someone listened to the poet or the rain or not. So the rain in these lines says that by day and night it provides life, care, enrichment and water to the place from where it originated. The rain keeps enhancing the beauty and purity of the earth by preparing a life cycle for itself again. The rain is like a song that originates from its birthplace, just like the heart of the singer, and travels to fulfill the earth's needs and wonders. It finally comes back to the place from where it originated. Whether it is ruined or not, it returns to the original position with a lot of love to its birthplace. So children, this was the complete explanation of the poem. As you know, the poem is not very lengthy and it's very easy to understand as well. Now for your convenience, let me explain you the poem in nutshell so that you can understand it better. In this poem, the poet Walt Whitman asks the soft falling shower, "Who are you?" To which the rain replies that she is the poem of earth, and it is a strange thing for the rain to reply to the poet. The rain told the poet that she cannot be touched as she rises in the form of water vapors in the sky from the land and the bottomless sea. It changes its shape, yet it remains the same. The vapor changes into clouds due to condensation. Then it falls back to the surface or on the surface of the earth to provide water to the drought prone areas and to beautify and purify the earth, which is its birthplace. Then it provides life to the seeds inside the earth and helps them grow. The rain doesn't care if anyone bothers about her deeds or not. She completes her work and comes back home. The poet also compares the rain with the song, as they both share a common journey. The song also originates from the heart of the singer, travels across to fulfill the aim, and comes back with due love for the singer, that is its originator. This is the entire poem, which teaches us a lesson that we must try to give life back to our own origin You can associate it with the life of a child. You can associate it with the song issued by a poet, and so on. So, this was the complete explanation of the poem The Voice of the Rain, given by Walt Whitman. Children, now we will proceed towards the literary devices used by the poet in this poem. So, if you notice, you will see there is a line, I am the poem of earth, said the voice of the rain. Here there is personification because the poet used a non-living thing as a living thing in the poem. Then you see there is metaphor in the line, I am the poem of earth. Here rain is being compared to the poem. So, an indirect comparison between the qualities of different things, that is metaphor. And without using as, there is the comparison shown by the poet, so therefore it is metaphor in this line. Then there is hyperbole. Hyperbole means exaggerated statements. The poet writes bottomless sea, the sea that is bottomless. Here it is exaggerated, therefore it is hyperbole. And then the next it is imagery. Imagery means visual description of something. Here the poet writes soft falling shower. This is the visual description, so here it is imagery. So these are the devices that the poet has used in the poem, and now we will proceed towards homework. Children, on the basis of understanding the poem, summarize it in your own words in your Fair English notebook. The complete poem is to be written extract-wise, or you can write it in the form of summary in your Fair English notebook on the basis of understanding of the same. By the time, thank you, have a nice day.